Hey Wanderers, and welcome back to Outlaws Wanted. Last time, the crew of the Honor dropped the unstoppable shield around the Black Dreadnaught. Everyone managed to escape back to the Honor with their lives, but given the ship and the crew's condition, they were in no position to fight. So they called in favors from everyone they could. But now half the galaxy is parked in front of the prime core of the Imposition, and the calls are rolling in. Where we left off, you had just gotten a call from the prime leader of the Imposition, as well as everyone else who was just in this battle. The call was forwarded to you by Waylon, who told the leader of the Imposition that this was all your idea. And the call is like the light is beeping, the phone is ringing.
Can you take that? I'm gonna pump these boys up with some painkillers. See if that helps.
Yeah, I can do that.
Great.
So Vi is going to set up more or less a Discord call where everybody can show up at once. So she's going to pull the call from the Supreme Leader so that he doesn't have to talk to some very hurt people who are not making sense right now.
The hail for the prime leader of the Imposition opens.
Is it just him, or is it...
All you see is his face.
Okay, so what I wanted to do was pull in all of the calls.
Right now, only he answers.
I thought everybody was calling us.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So, 30 faces pop up on the screen, and you flip off your poor GM, who's now gonna have to talk to himself for 30 minutes.
I don't think this is Discord anymore. I think this is now Zoom.
Well, I mean, I figured this is a way that we don't have to just repeat ourselves with 30 different people, and you can just jump in with whichever voice is appropriate at the time.
Fair. Okay, so.
Hello. I am the Prime Leader of the Imposition. I understand that I owe you thanks.
How long has he had this position? And one fun fact about him, we're all getting to introduce ourselves to each other. So.
What's your favorite constellation?
What's the last book that you've been reading? That's a popular one at library circles.
Well, I wouldn't say that it was just us that you owe thanks to. Everyone, we could not have taken down the Dreadnaught without everyone on this call.
No, indeed. I see a lot of people. Was it you, then, who I am speaking to, that orchestrated the largest scale incursion into Imposition space I have ever experienced?
Sure. Yeah, that was us.
Well, I admire your candor. I would like to say that I think without our help you probably would have been dead, so I mean, a thank you seems to be in order, not just like some kind of snide, sarcastic, backhanded comment, but, that's just me. Hi, I'm kind of with the Interstellar Council, or, the Keepers. My name's Camilla.
Hi, Camilla. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I mean, thank you to all of you for showing up. We couldn't have... This thing is massive. We couldn't have taken it down by ourselves.
Yes, and what did you do to find the loyalty of such a interesting group of people? I am shocked that you were able to coordinate such a group.
Well, we find our way into a lot of tricky situations, you might say, and we try to lend a helping hand while we're there. We've been tracking chaos for a while now, and as the name might imply, it is doing its darndest to divide everybody, and I think all y'all coming here today to fight a common enemy is proof that we can do better in general, I think. That chaos doesn't have to be the rule of the day.
Oh, indeed, and is that what you're proposing? Friendship between all of us here today?
I don't think it could hurt.
It worked today, so why can't it keep working?
Well, as long as we find it profitable, I believe the Guild of Commerce is of course willing to work with anyone, including the Outlaws, if that is what we decide.
Outlaws!
Is there someone screaming in the back of your ship?
Don't you mind that. We have a lot of fervor here.
and I enjoy holding hands as much as the next person, I'm sure, but terms seem to be in order, and payment, and some kind of understanding of what our friendship would mean and who it might exclude. That is to say, practically, Outlaws, what are you asking for from us?
I think right now what we need is chaos is not gone. As far as we can tell from dealing with this, just because we destroyed one ship doesn't mean that we've obliterated this entity. And so we would need more assistance if and when we're able to find them again.
Indeed, the Interstellar Council seems to still be quite actively attacking both us and the Galactic Alliance, which I do not find tasteful. So what assistance do you need from the Imposition? We are not frequently popular with outsiders.
I don't think it's so much we need personal assistance, any particular faction, though if we are in a position to take on another chaotic threat like this, you picking up the phone will be nice. I think more what we're looking for is an understanding amongst everybody that to put the best construction on everything. When it seems like you're getting attacked, do a double check and make sure that it's not a falsehood. I think Chaos is working on the assumption that we're going to jump down everyone's throats as soon as we get the slightest hint that we can. And look where that's gotten us. It's gotten us war across the galaxy and a threat we can't contain. So I think if you're looking for terms, it would be assume the best intentions of people and have other people's backs.
I agree with that amongst all of us here. I'm sure we're all very friendly now, seeing as how we just rescued the capital, and what a lovely capital it is of the Imposition. But what of, no offense, Camilla, I know you're on the phone here, but I don't believe you represent the whole of the Interstellar Council, rather a ragtag group of what seems to be exiled space wizards, and then there's also...
Please, we're called wizards.
Anyways.
Sully sits back very proudly with his painkillers.
The painkillers are kicking in, and you can tell because Sully's being back to weird Sully.
The other thing here is that there's also the Galactic Alliance to contend with. So what are our thoughts on the Interstellar Council at the moment?
I think the ones that we can trust are mostly in this meeting.
Alright, so when you say we need to be friends, does that mean that the Guild of Commerce needs to stop selling to the Interstellar Council? Because they have been buying a lot lately.
I think that would be prudent, just because they're buying things that they're going to be using eventually against us. It's not going to be fighting chaos at the moment, so it's only going to pull us in the opposite direction.
Now, that's true, but I don't see that being much different than what's been going on between the Galactic Alliance and the Imposition for hundreds or thousands of years, and I've been profiting for that for my whole life. So, is there something you can offer me that might sweeten the deal for the Guild of Commerce losing 1/5 of our interstellar galactic business?
Well, I think friendship opens up a whole lot more diversity of trading options.
Can't quantify the price of a hug, but I'm listening.
I don't mean hugs in this case. I mean that there are a lot of goods that are not produced in Imposition space that might not be available if certain of your markets are closed to them. Those markets get opened. That means profit for you. And
I'm just trying to establish, is Jila negotiating like intergalactic trade deals right now?
I think it's not really a trade deal. It's more proposing that this is a decent financial option for the Guild of Commerce to not be making money off of weapons currently.
Also, what is to say that the Outlaws would not fill in the void of the fifth faction that you'd be selling to?
I guess, yeah, you'll be selling weapons to fight chaos, probably.
Ooh, I can sell that. Now let me ask you this. If we were to park a trading hub, let's say, at your elusive homestead, you mean to tell me you want us to reveal the location of a base that has been hid from the likes of you for years? I'm aware of what the Guild of Commerce was. I'm from there.
Is there an option to maybe put a trading hub close to the headquarters of the Outlaws?
Well, as close as you're comfortable with, but it's gonna have to be within spitting distance for it to be profitable, so it's a sign of trust from the Outlaws, who I know have been traditionally very well hidden.
I would say that's to make up for our small numbers and general lack of resources.
And for literally everyone wanting to kill us.
That too. We are, as you might guess, a pretty mobile faction, and so I think we're coming and going enough to make it worth your while if it's not out in the boonies.
You would definitely be the closest option for us, regardless.
I guess the exact details will be worked out, but at some point, I believe those of you calling yourselves outlaws, if you want the cooperation of the rest of us, might have to try loosening your grip on some of those long-held secrets.
I think once we're convinced we won't be exploited, that sounds like a good deal.
I feel like I might be being exploited, but understandable.
Old habits die hard, don't they?
The smugness Caitlin has in this conversation is hilarious. She's just sitting there with the half smirk going on, like, I got your number, Waylon.
Well, I mean, like, Jila grew up in, like, a decently well-off Guild of Commerce trading family. She knows, she's been around the business.
She knows her stuff.
The point is well taken that the Guild of Commerce makes. It seems to me you are offering very little of yourselves. It is not lost on me that you seem to be piloting a stolen vessel, one you could say rightfully owned by me. But
I mean, stolen's a pretty hard term. I'd say salvaged.
Oh, did you fill out all appropriate paperwork with the imposition to salvage one of our vessels and then return it to the nearest space dock for a fair price?
Well, I mean, seeing as the previous occupants of this ship attacked us outside imposition space, it was, and it seemed to be a fair trade for when our previous ship was lost.
Look, we're not trying to start arguments here. Like, the thing is, yes, we have taken ships in the past, but if we're going to be working with you and we're being guaranteed that we're not just going to get shot out of the sky anytime we show up anywhere, then yes, I think we can start doing fair business with you and not just steal ships.
And what do you have to offer me?
I think there's some confusion about us giving out presents like it's the holidays. That's not what's going on here. We are, I guess, provided a forum for all of y'all to sit at a table virtually and say, hey, we have the same goals, fighting chaos. What y'all get out of this is not getting destroyed one by chaos. To me, that seems pretty good.
I would also like to point out that we saved your entire homeworld, and that feels like a pretty good present in my book. My homeworld is currently completely infected by chaos, so you got one up on me.
Not to mention that right now you're talking with the people who know the most about this chaos thing. Our information becomes your information.
That has value, but currently I'm not at war with the Outlaws or the Guild of Commerce or the
Maybe
Keepers.
not in so many words, but everywhere we seem to go, we seem to be attacked by everyone, including the imposition.
What I mean is that who we're at war with is the Galactic Alliance, and barring that no longer being the case, we are still going to be very much at war and not much help with chaos.
We're all going to be fighting chaos, so you'll have help with that. If you want to set up some coordination with any of the factions, be my guest. I sure ain't gonna stop you.
Also, you're probably better at war strategy than the small podunk outlaws are.
Currently, the Galactic Alliance doesn't have a place at this table, but we are hoping to get to them before Chaos does. So,
Alistair, you there?
There you go. I'm sorry. I was like waiting for you guys to I was like trying to give you the moment to bring Alistair
There
in.
you
Sorry.
I figured he was already on the call, so I was surprised he didn't speak up.
Sorry. No, I did not think that was assumed. Sorry.
I think Alistair will come into the frame now.
Yeah.
Alistair, you there?
Yes, I'm here. What can I do for you?
Well, we are trying to unite the galaxy against this force known as Chaos, and we thought, why not bring the Galactic Alliance into this?
Oh, as in you want us to not be fighting our age-old enemy, the Imposition, for 5 minutes so we can deal with the fact that there's an apocalyptic force sweeping across the galaxy?
I mean, ideally it would be longer than 5 minutes, but yes.
Oh, is this who is the best ambassador for the Galactic Alliance that you currently have on board your vessel? I find that concerning.
We're not here to make value judgments. I just figured we should give them a voice.
Yeah, and I find Grandpa scary concerning, so whatever. Get down to brass tacks. We're not here to be friends, right?
I mean, well, no, we are here to be friends. That's exactly what we're trying to do right now, Alistair.
Really, the solution here is simple. I don't speak for the Galactic Alliance, but we're not blind. Retreat your troops, and they'll probably stop trying to fight. Make some concessions, give up a couple planets, maybe lose a battle, or surrender once. Retreat, maybe. Crazy ideas, I know.
Alistair, I am speaking from personal experience, and I promise you that they physically are incapable of retreating.
So your advice is for us to simply give up and hope that goes well for us.
I think you can press pause and then reevaluate once this apocalyptic threat, as Alistair so graciously put it, is put to rest.
I mean, I'm formerly Galactic Alliance, and in my view of my time there, if they're not being actively attacked, they're probably not going to go after you. If you decide to call a truce, they'll listen.
Such a optimistic view of people that seem to have hated us for a long time. But maybe you are right. We shall see. So, is there anything else I can do for you if peace with the Galactic Alliance is a possibility, and you seem to be sharing information about Chaos? What else can I do to help?
Well, there is one thing. Big part of this expedition that we just completed would not have been possible without, I'll just come out and say it, with one of your prisoners that we liberated from Core Forged Home.
Oh, that was you, was it? We had reports of a missing person.
Yeah, and they were extremely instrumental in helping us get info on the Black Dreadnaught so that we could plan this attack.
Couldn't have done it without him.
I know this might be a big ask, but we're asking for pardons for her and her crew.
All right. I can find this acceptable. I have one thing to request from you.
Shoot.
And that is?
I would like a member of the Imposition to join your crew as my personal emissary.
What if we already have a member of the Imposition on our crew?
One that is not a pirate or a convict.
Sully 1,000% knows Lucy's full name and would refer to him as that.
I mean, he calls himself Lucius, the prime chef of the kitchen, or the prime chef of the galley on the honor.
Hang on 1 second. Yo, Lucy, get on the phone!
Well, all right. I don't much like talking on the phone, but if I must, then I can answer the phone from the kitchen. It's very inconvenient, especially when I'm in the middle of...
I was waiting for that.
Yes, it is I, the prime leader of the Imposition. I need you to keep an eye on this crew and ensure that they act in the interest of the imposition. And I believe that as you already have an existing relationship with them, that will be acceptable to me. Just report back what they do and guarantee that they are not harming us. Yes, of course. Certainly, yes, I will do so. Lucy salutes and, hits him in the head with, mini spatulas and utensils and whisks. And then, hangs up and you just hear, hyperventilating from the kitchen. Well, that was fun.
Other thing that we should all consider is that even if we are all in alliance, just because a Guild of Commerce ship or imposition ship attacks someone in the alliance does not mean we're breaking that. Chaos is crafty, can take us over, and has hijacked thousands of ships. I think we should give people more than just the benefit of the doubt until we confirm things are acts of war, because it only takes one rogue chaos agent to fire a cannon at one of us.
Generally, there's been pretty obvious signs that you're dealing with an agent of chaos, so we can give you that information to verify before getting into more fights because of them.
But this being thrives on creating chaos, and what better way to make chaos than form a temporary alliance and then immediately break it as soon as someone's back is turned.
Right, so don't assume single actions are the result of plotting on the faction's part. Assume that they're derived from chaos and double check.
I think that is sound advice for us to all take into consideration moving forward. I'm looking forward to further business opportunities with all of you, I'm sure.
All right, well, it was nice to meet y'all, I guess. Thanks for coming to our party. And I think we'll see you out there next to us on the battlefield.
Oh, yes. The imposition will, of course, do their part. You can count on us. Just make sure you don't misbehave in front of my emissary.
Oh, don't worry. We'll be good.
On your best behavior, I hope.
Always am.
Always.
The call from the imposition hangs up. I think Marilla at this point and also the Outlaws all hang up as well. The only person remaining is Waylon from the Guild of Commerce.
So as we said, some kind of trading near Homestead would be important, but more importantly, didn't want to bring this up on the call, I believe one of you is dead.
No, that's my sister.
Your sister, is it? Definitely one that looks just like you, and
Have
Also-
you not heard of twins?
I have. That's absolutely true. I have not heard of twins that look as identical as you do and sound exactly the same and have the same personalities and similar scars, but sure.
You must not hang out around a lot of twins.
All the outlaws that you ever hear stories about being immortal are in fact twins. That must be what it is.
I mean, she is a space cat, so she has 9 lives, right?
Sure.
You mean my sister has 9 lives, Sully?
Yes.
Right. My point is, you can rely on my discretion for the time being, but that would be lucrative if what I think happened to you happened. Just something to keep in mind.
Well, it's too bad it didn't happen to me. It happened to my sister.
Are you threatening us?
No, what I'm informing you of is that you are facing an enemy that seems to outnumber you, can take hostages and possess people, currently launched the most devastating ship I've ever seen, and it seems like all of you are sitting on a technology that might make our armies immortal, so just a thought. Always the pragmatist are the Guild of Commerce.
I understand that. We'll keep that in mind, but I don't think you know... I don't think you know what you don't know.
All right. What's your name, by the way, if it's not Vaika?
Nika.
All right, Nika. Nice to meet you. I'm sure I need express no gratitude for services your sister performed in the line of duty to you, since you didn't do them.
Yeah, thanks for pouring more salt in that wound.
I'm terribly sorry. It was, of course, bad manners for me to assume.
And the line also cuts off.
I like the idea that it's Nika for not Vaika.
Well, that's actually the name I gave my daughter, so...
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that fits.
Yeah. I got a lot of extra names on hand for stuff.
Well, no, it's fun. What was funny to me is that Nico is the Japanese word for cat.
All coming together unintentionally.
So who all is left on the call?
Nobody.
Okay, it's just us now.
Just the four of us.
Yes.
Just us and our ragtag bunch of other people we picked up.
Yep. Well, that could be a problem. He's not going to elaborate. He just wanted to make that comment.
Is Alistar still in the bridge when he said that? Or did Alistair go do his own thing?
Well, yeah, let's put it. I wouldn't make the comment unless I knew it was just us.
No, he got on like Marilla's call, right?
Oh, I thought he came in.
Yeah.
Okay.
He came in, and then you guys weren't staring at him. My point is, you don't know whether he heard that or not.
You know, honestly, I don't know how much we want to trust that guy, but if we do need to...
Not at all. That's my 2 cents.
Well, no, but if we need to give them more information, the process is not great to begin with. So I don't know. I feel like there's ways to downplay this.
I don't trust him as far as I can throw a hay fork, which admittedly is pretty far, but...
I'm not suggesting we offer the information.
There are a lot of ethical ramifications that come with cologne slugging, but that being said, it might do a 2 birds with 1 stone thing if it makes our armies immortal and everyone does it, then them all going to war kind of is a moot point because killing each other no longer matters, and they might actually have to start talking about their differences instead of just blasting away every time.
I don't know, Sully. I appreciate what you're saying here, but I really can't imagine sharing absolutely anything about even the faintest hint of what we do with anybody.
Yeah, and you also have to consider that while they wouldn't be able to kill each other, but they would be able to destroy cities and planets, and while the people would be replaced, their buildings and stuff wouldn't. It would make life very difficult for everyone in the galaxy.
There's so many ramifications I can't even fathom. I can only imagine it would be chaos.
It also creates another target. Instead of just the planet, it's just switching the target to the clone slugging facility or wherever they end up putting that.
Yeah, if that's the main way people end up sort of reproducing, that would be a huge target.
I don't know if this is a conversation that we can... we can't have this conversation without involving Laura Lee or the other outlaws.
I also don't think at the end of the day it's our call to make, so...
No.
Right. Call's over. You still have Marilla and Alistair and also one other random person from the Interstellar Council on board your ship, and you have another ship haphazardly stuck to the side of yours.
Rude. It's not haphazard. Vaika did a good job.
It did kind of rip its way onto your ship, but, you know.
Can I call Camilla?
You can.
I do that then.
Hello, Sully. How are you?
All things considered, pretty well. I have some painkillers, and coming down from all the strong painkillers that got pumped into me when I got back, so all things are good now. So we have started prototyping a cure for the chaos of sorts, and have cured someone who used to be from the Interstellar Council. He finds me a little bit off-putting, as many do. And being on a ship with multiple different factions is a little rough, so I didn't know if it would be better for him to travel back to Homestead with you and your gang, who seem to be a little more familiar to him.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, that's no problem at all. I can come over and pick him up. Do you have a name or, who he was? Where did you find him?
Ignatius is his name.
All right, well, yeah, I can come over and pick up Ignatius. And how did you find Ignatius?
We fought a bunch of chaos ships on our way here when we were first going through all of this to find the Black Dreadnaught, and we wanted to try a few things to see if we could reverse the process, and we have a way to do it, but it seems to be limited to magic powers that are currently confined to one person, so...
Is that one person you?
Unfortunately, yes.
Do you care to share a little bit on that, or is that just going to be left the way it is?
How about I brief you when we're back at Homestead over a drink?
That is fair. I'm just saying, I'm not blind, I guess you could say, to these types of things. I was a keeper, remember?
I agree, and I think this is outside of our usual purview. He's not being cagey, it's just Zach doesn't want to recap all of the stuff.
Okay, that's fine.
So, like, I figure he can tell her off screen if there's more she wants to talk about it. Like, if we want to have a scene about that, I'm cool with that, but I don't want to do it right. I don't think you'd do it right now. Sully wouldn't do it right now.
Okay, that's fine.
But if we want to do it tonight, that's fine still.
Camilla docks with your ship and scurries on board. When she looks around, she just goes, wow, so full house now, huh?
Yep. That we're also running out of beds, so another good reason that you're taking this fine gentleman.
Camilla goes into did you leave him in the med bay?
No, he wouldn't have been in there when we were drugged up.
Oh, no, he was sitting at the kitchen. Camilla goes and, like, very quickly is ushering the, like, kind of large and confused man off the ship. She's just going, yes, I know, it's all very strange. Yes, I know. Imposition chef, you've never seen one before. You get used to it eventually, I promise. Wait until you see where we're headed.
Does he have, like, a look of fear, just like his face, like, he just, like, pales a little bit?
Yeah, he looks terrified, and Camilla goes, yeah, it's gonna be scary, don't worry. Good luck on, I guess, figuring out what to do with the rest of your now doubled in size crew. Bye! Camilla says as the door slams shut.
Bye, Camilla.
I love Camilla. I swear, Cody, I will burn your house to the ground if anything bad happens to her.
I guess the next order of business is to honor our debt to Marilla.
Unless we are close to where Alistair would like to be dropped off.
Well, I'm guessing I'd pull up a map. We're already in position space. I'm guessing that Core Forged Home is closer than where Alistair wants to be.
Do you want to talk to both of them?
Sure.
All right, y'all are sitting in the kitchen with Marilla and Alistair.
Lucy, just so you know, Marilla has been pardoned by, what's his name?
Prime Leader.
The Prime Leader, so she is no longer a felon.
It is important for me to survey and have eyes on every important interaction on this ship.
I completely agree. You should be here. You are a valued member of this crew. I would not want this meeting to take place without you. I just wanted to let you know, if you need to lift your bans on Marilla being in your kitchen, she has been pardoned by the Prime Inquisitor.
That is good to know, but I must witness this conversation. From now on, any important conversation must happen in the kitchen.
Well, that should be an easy change to make because it already happens.
We'll patch you into our group call. He's already patched in.
So, Alistair, is there anywhere that you want to be dropped off?
Yes, I need to be dropped off with Marilla. It's very important for what I am planning to do next, which is to become the first ambassador for the Galactic Alliance to the Imposition, and I can think of no better place than helping crew a vessel now pardoned by the Imposition. It's a brilliant idea, and also, we still have many competitions to decide who is better at. We have yet to reach a consensus on which one of us is a more capable seafaring crew member. So naturally, I will take leadership of her ship, and we will find out who is the best.
Okay.
All right, I guess.
We have already discussed this, and we had come to a conclusion. As far as we are concerned, your debt to us is paid. My crew has been pardoned, so I merely must go and pick them up. And you were so kind to get me a ship and, of course, a fellow crew member, first mate, if you will, to help me pilot it.
Are y'all together now? Is that what happened?
I don't know what you're talking about. We are sitting together.
No.
And
Come
traveling
on,
together.
you can tell me.
Anyways, thank you for all of your help. She stands, and as she does, she kind of just, like, picks up Alistair and walks off with him.
They're totally together, right? I'm not making that up.
No, I can see it too. I've known Alistair for a long time, and even that's unusual even for him.
I think, as you would put it, Jila, they are crossing faction boundaries.
I don't think I've ever said that, but I like it because you came up with it. I just want to say, crew of the honor, galactic matchmakers. add that to our epithets. Anyway, that makes me happy.
As you guys are having this little conversation, you hear the powering up of an engine near yours, the ship undocking, and you see it flying away into space.
I would say I am happy for them and all, but Alistair does know that she is a criminal and will probably be a criminal almost immediately again, right?
Well, you mean she was a criminal.
I said what I meant.
Yeah, I guess only time will tell.
I think he went into it eyes wide open.
I don't think so.
I mean, they hated each other at first, so, if they can work through decades of galactic fighting, they could probably work out an individual relationship, right? I like to think so. Don't you stomp on my dream.
I am just not used to seeing this romantic side of you, Jila.
I'm a little offended by that.
I think it certainly bodes well for relations between the Imposition and the Galactic Alliance if at least two of them can get along.
That's true. That's exciting, even from a political standpoint.
Political and romantic.
Political and romantic. Let's not leave out anything important. Anyway, has this all been one day? Did we see Harmony today?
No, there was like a lot of traveling. Oh, yeah, that happened today.
Yeah, there's been a lot of traveling, but not a lot of technical time has passed.
Well, if it's all the same to all of you, I'm going to go lie down for a long while you guys do whatever and maybe pilot us home. I'm real hurt.
I'll go spool up the engines. We hope you enjoyed this latest episode of Outlaws Wanted. Music for the show is from danosongs.com, audionautics.com, zapsplat.com, and the public domain. If you liked this show, you can check out more of our actual plays at the Wandering Gamer Network's website or Podbean, as well as interact with us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We also post Let's Plays on YouTube under the channel Wandering Gamer Network, and on Twitch we can be found at Wandering_Gamer_Network. You can also find us on YouTube under the channel Wandering Gamer Network, and on Twitch we can be found at Wandering_Gamer_Network. Now remember, it's not the outlaw that makes trouble. It's trouble that makes the outlaw.